Videos recorded have added a new layer of evidence to the current national debate about UFOs. For the first time, radar images recorded have confirmed the presence of several unknown objects that swarmed around for hours.
Oh man, what is this?
UFO sightings in New York have nearly doubled since the pandemic began, and we are getting new video from the Navy showing pyramid-shaped objects flying in the sky.
That's a UFO for sure.
Scientists in Mexico pulling back the curtain on what they believe are aliens.
Even Egyptologists agree that this type of a shape descended from the sky and made a controlled landing. The Ben stone opened and people walked out.
Pyramid texts describe the ancient Egyptian gods as extraterrestrials coming and going from two places, Sirius and Orion.
The land of Egypt is far more than just pyramids and mummies.
We are not gonna stop digging. We're gonna continue.
Report of UFOs and creepy discoveries has left the dusty land a burning mystery more than ever. So buckle up to see what Egyptian discoveries are creeping everyone out.
Oh man, what is this?
Pyramids on the ground we all know about, but pyramids in the sky? If you're thinking that's a bit of a stretch, then you have to see this. While driving along a road in Washington, D.C., this guy noticed something in the night sky.
Oh man, what is this?
It was a barely visible triangular shape that appeared to be rotating slowly. While you might be thinking this could be a hoax, let me tell you, this is not the only video that captured this bizarre pyramid UFO. In Moscow, residents witnessed something similar as a massive pyramid-shaped object hovered in the sky, this time clearly visible in the daylight. While netizens believed it was a legit UFO sighting, the authorities remained silent. Do you smell something fishy as well? Could this entity be the same one that showed up in Washington? But wait, before you start speculating, because there's more. The object was captured again, hovering over the tall building of Burj Khalifa. Blinking in and out through the lightning. And as the clip went on, something unbelievable happened. The object started ascending into the sky and latched onto a much larger one, forming a massive airborne pyramid. Are aliens snatching up humans from the Earth for experiments? Or are they secretly planning an attack on us while hiding behind our clouds? In July of 2019, the US Navy released a video from a night vision camera showing 3 pyramid-shaped objects flying in the Californian sky. And if this doesn't convince you that UFOs exist, I don't know what will. What could all these sightings mean? Could it be the same UFO? Or is it some alien group operating around the world? We might not ever find out. Flying entity. A couple was posing for a photo when suddenly the cameraman noticed a strange entity in the sky. What appeared to be a humanoid creature was seen flying above them. It zipped across the sky at incredible speed, freaking out the onlookers. People believed it was an alien out on a mission. But looking at the way it was dressed, I would say it was a ghost, or maybe something more sinister, like the Grim Reaper? Well, let's hope everybody got out of there safely before the entity made its move. Spacecraft. Here's a clip from the Middle East, where a man's uneventful trek through the desert took a mysterious turn. The video showed a strange thing rotating midair. It appeared to be an oval-shaped metal pod of some sort. It could either be a mirage or an alien spaceship that broke down mid-journey. Netizens were sure that it was an otherworldly entity, while some remained skeptical, calling it a hoax. UFO survey.
There's something big up in the sky up there moving really, really, really slow.
A local was out exploring the high desert of California when he noticed this strange sight. In the distance, a long, slim object was hovering above a mountain. He was sure it was a UFO sighting. Looking at its cigar-like shape, I guess the aliens came up with a new design. It moved slowly as if surveying the ground beneath. Searching for food, maybe? Or to top up its energy levels. Whatever the case, it sure has some serious alien invasion vibes.
There's something big up in the sky up there moving really, really, really slow.
Flying over pyramid. In 2015, a tourist visiting the Teotihuacan complex clicked a photo of the Pyramid of the Sun. It was no ordinary picture, as he later realized. Two strange objects appeared to be hovering right above the huge building. Round in shape with light glinting off their metallic bodies. The other picture taken moments later was even stranger, showing no signs of the UFOs. Internet folks connected it to the conspiracy theory of pyramids being built by aliens. Could these structures actually be a secret base for extraterrestrials? What's your take on this? Alien base. And while we're on the topic of pyramid UFOs, here's a rumor that has captivated researchers for the longest time. It is said that a massive black alien pyramid is hidden somewhere in Alaska. And the only proof we have is this picture that surfaced on the internet a few years ago. While skeptics thought it could be an abandoned generator, others suspected aliens still use it today. And the theory has only strengthened after a former US official disclosed that the military was aware of the existence of the alien base. The only way to find out if there's any truth to this story is to go see it for yourself. I wouldn't really recommend that though. Mysterious cave. A shocking discovery made in the Andes mountain range revealed a very bizarre underground gallery. The entrance was adorned with a huge sculpted head and a massive doorway leading to dark, winding caves, within which they found strange-looking sculptures with bulbous heads and large, beady eyes, clearly modeled after aliens. They were also inscribed with cryptic text and images. While netizens were convinced this was a secret historical site for the extraterrestrials, a few pointed out that it was the work of an artist. However, not much is known about the place, and it remains shrouded in mystery. Alien skeletons. These videos make me wonder if Peru was actually inhabited by an alien race in the distant past. Archaeologists have made another unsettling discovery in the region. A number of odd-looking skeletons were unearthed, all of them curled up in fetal positions. After analysis, researchers revealed that these bipedal beings nearly reached our height and walked like us. However, that's the only thing we share, as the creatures had 3-fingered hands and feet. If these are actual extraterrestrial remains, does that mean they still exist among us? Or maybe they've gone extinct? My guess is as good as yours. Desert alien. If you think Bigfoot and giant creatures aren't real, you have to see this clip that has been making waves on the internet. A giant hairy humanoid figure was seen stalking around a Portuguese desert, leaving people stunned. Over 6 feet tall with unusually long arms and a hunched back, the entity walked very slowly. It appeared to have camouflaged itself to match the surroundings. Approaching a large tree, it disappeared behind it, never to be seen again. The sighting sparked a ton of speculations. While skeptics labeled it as a hoax, others believed it was an actual alien creature, maybe one that lost its way after its UFO crashed. Strange lights. If you happen to visit the Mojave Desert and see something like this, don't panic, because you're not alone. Many reports have come in of strange lights twinkling in the sky, and you have this video shot in 2018 as proof. A group of friends were exploring the place when suddenly one of them noticed glowing objects hovering in the sky in the far distance. The spots appeared to be numerous in the beginning, but as the video went on, they started disappearing one by one. What could these lights have been? A showdown between the military and the extraterrestrials? Or maybe just the government testing out secret weapons? Any guesses?
What you need now is you need to get them moving. Warm car. You have to get them up and get them moving.
Miniature coffins.
In Germany, if a member of the family died somewhere else and couldn't come home to be buried, then the family would make a little coffin for them in memory of.
Back in 1836, a couple of schoolboys were searching for rabbit burrows in Arthur's Seat when they came across a very unsettling discovery. On the side of a cliff, they found a little cave containing 17 tiny coffins about 4 inches long. A wooden figure in each of them, dressed in different clothes and styles. Shocking the experts who came up with various theories.
The Scotsman's theories was that they were something to do with witchcraft.
Witchcraft was the most obvious one. Another theory connected it to the Germans, where people made little coffins in memory of their loved ones who died somewhere else. Some even thought it was the mandrake roots stored for selling purposes. However, these are only hypotheses, and the real story behind them remains a mystery. Ancient alien skulls.
The facts are facts, and these skulls are not human.
Back in 1907 in Paula, Malta, during the excavation of the Hypogem of Hal Cephalani, archaeologists unearthed human remains. In total, they found an estimated 7,000 skeletons, and many of them had elongated skulls. It looked like their heads had grown backwards rather than growing upwards.
Slowly, for generation, we became smaller.
And what made it even stranger was the absence of the sagittal sutures, unlike a human skull, and led experts to believe the elongation was not the result of head bindings. It raises the question, if not human, is this evidence of extraterrestrial existence? Alien remains.
Scientists in Mexico pulling back the curtain on what they believe are aliens.
Elongated heads, only 3 fingers. You know the drill by now. Alien skeletons that were found in Peru, estimated to be 700 to 1800 years old. The mummified remains bore an uncanny resemblance to E.T. And as bizarre as it sounds, according to scientists, one of the aliens even had eggs inside its body. Many think this is concrete evidence. Others remain unconvinced, saying they looked more like stone carvings. Well, if the DNA can be extracted, it might not be long before we get to see these creatures in the flesh. Mysterious carvings. Egyptologists have developed a pretty strong hold of hieroglyphics, but every once in a while they come across something baffling, like the bizarre Abdias carvings or the helicopter hieroglyphics adorning the walls of the Temple of Seti I. Discovered in the early 1900s, some of the carvings bear an uncanny resemblance to modern-day vehicles like helicopters, jet fighters, and even spaceships. How come a civilization that lived 1,000 years ago carved pictures of things that weren't invented yet? Well, netizens believe that they had some kind of contact with aliens, or maybe a time-traveling device was behind it. And while experts remain unconvinced, the carvings are no less real. Back in 2017, in Iqbab, Egypt, a team of researchers from Yale University stumbled upon a historical find. While exploring the ancient city, they discovered a number of rock art carvings dating back to 5,200 years, making them the oldest hieroglyphics ever discovered. What the intricate symbols of humans and animals mean, who left them, and for what purpose, nobody has been able to find out.
When we look at the hieroglyphs of ancient Egypt, they seem to have come from nowhere.
It is said that a meteoric iron object called the Ben stone descended from the heavens as the first form of hieroglyphic language. Some even believe that the object was an alien spaceship. Could this mean it was the aliens who brought the hieroglyphic language to ancient Egyptians? Or was it actual divine revelation? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Ancient artwork. Back in September 2021, archaeologists found an ancient set of hand and foot impressions in the Tibetan plateau. After analyzing them, they began suspecting that the prints might not have been left behind accidentally. There were a total of 5 handprints and footprints, all belonging to children, symmetrically, on a rock dating back to some 23,000 years ago. If these tracks have been carved into the stone, this could be the oldest artwork to exist in the world. Floating object. Back in 2021, a passenger on a hot air balloon captured a bird's eye view of a strange levitating object. It appeared to be a sphere, making its way slowly over barren land. While many believed it was a UFO sphere, others couldn't shake the feeling of its uncanny resemblance to a Pokeball. And as these theories sparked around, skeptics also chimed in, saying it could be a deflated hot air balloon or a parachute. Whatever it was, makes me wonder, what was it doing in the middle of nowhere? Mysterious monolith. Deep in a desert in Utah, an area dubbed as Mars of the Earth, wildlife officials spotted a strange structure from their helicopter. Hopping down to investigate, they found this shiny triangular monolith just standing there, stuck to the ground. A staggering 12 feet tall, the thing stood pointing towards a split in the canyon wall, making people think it was a Stonehenge. As the video was posted online, netizens came up with theories of alien invasions and space portals, while experts provided that it was man-made.
On closer inspection, this is definitely a human-made object.
And even if it was man-made, you can't help but think of the mysterious monolith in movies like 2001: A Space Odyssey. Whether it was an extraterrestrial project or an art installation, nobody knew when and how it got to the remote location. Another similar monolith has turned up in a 12,000-year-old temple in Turkey, although this time with a strange inscription in an old Turkish script that says, "If you want to see the moon, look at the sky." While experts are trying to unravel the mystery, the structure has popped up around the world from Romania to Canada. Could it be an actual alien activity or an elaborate prank? And if so, why would anyone go to such lengths just for a prank? That's something to think about. Odd skull. A man digging in his backyard made the most bizarre discovery, which he immediately handed in to the experts. It was a skull that looked nothing like a human's or any animal's for that matter. With its unnaturally large cranium and closely set eyes, it has puzzled scientists to this date. As netizens caught wind of the incident, many started speculating. Some said it was an alien skull. Others were convinced it was a mutated human, but the theory was ruled out by experts. And the mystery has remained unsolved to this day. Mysterious entity. Exploring abandoned buildings at night? Not a good idea. This group of friends planned exactly that, and found themselves in for quite a surprise. Not the pleasant kind, though. With their torches beaming across the decaying structures, the group was searching for something interesting, when suddenly they noticed a glowing pair of eyes. Freaked out at first, they decided to follow the creature. The entity finally emerged from a doorway, cloaked in a black robe and having a wolf-like head. The humanoid appeared to chase after the cameraman. Could it be an actual werewolf or just a prank? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Ghostly figure. A man and his crew were out exploring some desert ruins at night when they had an encounter with the otherworldly. Well, what else would you expect in an abandoned place after dark? As they flashed their torches across the destroyed buildings and lone walls, they caught sight of something straight out of a nightmare. It appeared to be a ghostly humanoid figure walking around one of the destroyed structures. And moments later, after its sudden appearance, it ducked behind a wall. The guys, clearly not having learned their lesson, decided to go after it, but the figure had disappeared for good. Whether it was a ghostly spirit or something entirely different, we may never find out. Witch. A couple was driving home at night when they came face to face with the unknown. A humanoid creature was hovering in the sky above them. It appeared to have a robe wrapped around its body, but you can see the outline of its legs as the car passed beneath it, confirming that it was a person. The internet was divided on this one. Some thought it was a dressed-up drone. Others were convinced it was a witch practicing her craft. Either way, the couple was lucky they didn't get hit by the witch's tricks. Megalodon tooth.
Treasures from prehistoric times are being unearthed in Chile's Atacama Desert.
Oh my God! Look at that!
Chile's Atacama Desert, scientists have made a startling discovery. Buried deep in the sand were remains of Earth's largest known predator, the Megalodon tooth. Bigger than the size of a fist, makes one wonder of its actual size. If you are puzzled by the location it was found in, experts believe that the desert was once largely submerged beneath the Pacific Ocean, making it a site rich in fossils. Another prized find from the same region was the massive jaw of the prehistoric shark species that has left the world of archaeology awestruck. Mummified crocs. Burying cats with their owners was common practice among the ancient Egyptians, but you'd be surprised to find out that over the years, archaeologists have discovered some really weird four-legged companions down there. Yep, crocodiles, mummified and all. Not only were these huge reptiles buried with their masters, but with their offsprings as well. Some even wrapped in cloth like trophies. How they caught these beasts and tamed them is still unknown. Anti-witch marks.
So they're properly frightened, the people who are making these, of what might be in this cave.
Deep inside the caves at Cresswell Crags, the walls packed with mysterious carvings dating back hundreds of years. At first, these marks were mistaken for graffiti, but recent analysis revealed that these are anti-witch marks. The ancient Latin inscriptions, so many that they almost overlap with each other. These marks show the desperation of the people who carved them. Experts believe these were to ward off not only witches, but evil spirits and demons of all kinds. Could this really mean that actual witches and other supernatural creatures existed? Or was it just superstition? However, looking at the telltale signs of desperation in the marks makes me believe that they are very much real. Ancient ship. Back in 1954, a truly remarkable discovery was made accidentally during a dig. It was this ship dating back to 4500 BC, built for King Khufu. But here's the catch. It wasn't found in one piece like this. Instead, it was scattered in 5 different pits in complete ruins. An Egyptian archaeologist took on the monumental task of putting it back together. If there were a prize for the best puzzle assembler, it would go to him. This 143 feet long and 19.5 feet wide ship is one of the oldest and largest ever found in the world. Experts believe that it was used to transport Khufu's body from Memphis, where he lived, into the Pyramid of Giza, where he was laid to rest. Sewer monster. A water company in England released footage that captured what they claimed was a sewer monster. Don't believe me? Take a look for yourself. As the crew member made his way along a tunnel, a huge creature can be seen darting across the far end. And although it was too fast, if you slow down the clip, you can make out its lean shape with a long mouse-like tail flailing behind it. Here's another video uploaded by the same company, which showed a dark tunnel. At first, nothing seemed out of the ordinary, but then a figure peered from the end of the corridor. With its eyes shining brightly, the nightmarish entity stood on its back legs before disappearing behind the wall again as the cameraman moved towards it. Was this the same creature recorded in the first clip? Or there were 2 of them? I hope not. Well, I guess it's time to flee planet Earth. Roadside encounter. While driving through a remote area at night, a man nearly found himself living out a horror film. Noticing someone on the road, he slowed down his vehicle in order to avoid hitting them. But as he drew closer, he noticed that although it looked like a human, it was not one at all. With hunched back, hair hanging down to conceal its face, The strange creature appeared to be holding a stick. Freaked out, the guy hit the reverse gear, but as he did, so the entity came charging towards him in its awkward gait. While netizens are occupied in theories of ghosts and vengeful spirits, I can't help but wonder if the man got out of there in one piece. Creepy creature. I guess there's more to the deserts than just aliens and ghosts. Here's a clip that captured an odd-looking insect. And mind you, this is no less frightening than an encounter with an alien. The giant insect sported a translucent body, 2 tiny eyes right in the middle of its head, and strange tentacle-like fangs that remind me of Vilgax from Ben 10. Before you think this is a Martian creature, I did some digging and found out that it's called a sun spider. And although the name can be misleading, giving its not-so-bright appearance, it's harmless and even beneficial as it feeds on ticks and other pests. Dragon. Among the high stone mountains of Jiangxi, a city in China, someone recorded a mysterious event. In the video, a massive dragon was glimpsed flying in between the mountains. When the video landed on social media, netizens and Chinese locals were shocked, and theories began to spring up, with many believing it was a legit sighting, as dragons were said to roam the area long before humans. Skeptics called out the clip's authenticity, but if you look closely, you'll notice how naturally the light reflected on the creature's wings. I would say it's the real deal. Unicorn remains. Whether it be through storybooks, folklore, or movies, humans have dreamed of unicorns since forever, and they became a topic of discussion when this strange footage shot in 2007 hit the internet. The video showed a vintage wood case revealing mummified remains of what appeared to be a juvenile unicorn. With spiral horns protruding from its head and snout, the animal had its skin still intact, raising a lot of speculation. While the romantics were convinced of its authenticity, others thought it looked too perfect, as if it had been modeled by someone. But I'll let you be the judge. A similar discovery rocked a man's life when he found a mysterious skull while digging in his backyard. With a huge horn sticking out of its forehead, the skull even sported undamaged teeth, giving it an eerie appearance. Netizens were divided after watching the video. Some suggested it could have belonged to a rhinoceros, while others thought the guy had played a prank on the internet. Well, whatever it was, one thing's for sure. Digging around in your backyard is a proven cure for a boring day. Crashing light. In the White Sands Desert of New Mexico, a strange incident took place, and it was all recorded on camera. A disc-shaped light was seen descending from the sky at a great speed, bouncing off the ground as it collided with it. Moments later, it came down again, collided with the ground, and broke apart into bits. It seems strange how no one around the area reported it, and that's where the theories came in. Netizens believed authorities were trying to keep such occurrences under wraps, while a few skeptics thought the footage could be of a missile-shaped disc, which in my opinion sounds unlikely. What do you think? Alien creature. After hearing all the buzz about the Utah monolith, a group of friends decided to go see for themselves, only to find it gone. But wait, that's not the most shocking part. Do you notice anything strange in the video? Inside the split in the canyon wall behind the woman, a creature was recorded lurking in the shadows. Looking like a mutant fish with strange claw-like limbs, it appeared to be eyeing the unsuspecting group. There have been many people guessing the figure, but the group believed it was the creature who put the monolith in the first place, and was probably there to check on it. Tiny skeleton. This discovery of a tiny skeleton left scientists and experts stumped as they scrambled to identify it. With only a skull, spine, and ribs, the remains were unmistakably that of a human being. But with it being so small, people were forced to rule out that possibility, inviting a lot of speculation. Many netizens believe that the remains belong to an alien. Gray matter from Ben 10, maybe? Others doubted its authenticity, saying it wouldn't be wise to identify it without any further evidence. Let me know your take on this one. Mountain Witch. Have you ever heard of mountain witches? Well, you're gonna find out very soon. This curious guy threw caution to the wind and went looking for one himself. And sure enough, she was there, standing hunched beside a cave entrance, holding what appeared to be a snake-like staff, probably having enchanted it with some spell. The witch was heard replying to the cameraman and even asked him to leave, but as she disappeared into the cave, he followed her inside. Not the best move, as the witch sent rocks flying towards him. Real or not, the clip has left people questioning what's really out there in the wild. Extraterrestrials. In 2001, a startling discovery was made in Peru, where a team of archaeologists found human skeletons. But these weren't ordinary skeletons. With oddly elongated skulls, almost the size of the body combined, the remains were partially mummified. Scientists have found that the skulls were at a developmental stage, probably belonging to young children, but strangely also found 2 adult molar teeth. Their unusually large eye sockets have made the experts believe these aren't human remains at all. Well, no animal looks like that either, so I guess that leaves us with only one possibility: aliens. Dino artifacts. Back in 1945, an archaeologist made the most bizarre discovery in Mexico during an excavation. Hundreds of figurines were unearthed. The strange thing about them was that they depicted creatures that looked like dinosaurs. Some of them even had human features, crafted with great care and elaborate detail. The figures' researchers questioned everything, forcing them to consider the idea of humans and dinosaurs coexisting in the past. That is the only plausible explanation for these models, because how else would they know about these creatures? Cave creature. A footage on the internet has caught the attention of netizens who are buzzing with speculations. It showed a giant creature standing in the entrance of a cave. And although the clip is quite blurry, you can see that it's covered in dark hair, making people believe that it was an ogre, a giant thought to hunt down humans, while some thought it looked more like a Sasquatch. However, skeptics were unconvinced, blaming the quality and angle of the camera for making an ordinary human look massive. Giant aliens. A video has surfaced on the internet fueling the alien craze around the world. A man out for a relaxing morning walk noticed a huge humanoid standing on a hilltop. It appeared to be moving around quite casually, not aware of the camera recording it. Not believing his eyes, the guy posted the clip online searching for answers. While some folks were quick to call it proof of giant extraterrestrials, others had doubts, thinking it was staged. Now it's time for today's open discussion. Visiting the pyramids of Giza, tourists were left shocked when they saw something straight out of a conspiracy theory. A triangular object had appeared in the sky right over one of the pyramids and was slowly rotating with light reflecting on its surface. The tourists were sure this was a pyramidal UFO making an emergency landing. And the story started to take shape as more and more netizens claimed that they also had seen similar objects. But if you're still not convinced, crank up the volume and you'll hear the gasps and cameras clicking in the crowd. Keep your eyes trained on the sky. Who knows? You'll get to witness this rare scene as well. Thank you very much for watching the video. Do like and share it with your friends. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to not miss any of the upcoming amazing videos. Thank you once again.